AJ Lee goes insane in Berserk? Is Dolph Ziggler the best wrestling commentator since CM Punk? And what's going to happen to the WWE Championship now that the Shield are just attacking anybody that's a threat to the freaking title? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Review Space. Let us review last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, December 10, 2012. I believe this is the go-home show before TLC this Sunday. Alright, let's begin. AJ was scheduled a match against Vickie Guerrero, and she seemed really happy and elated backstage. She was talking to other divas, and it was actually kind of infectious. You know, I was really kind of happy that she was happy, because her energy, you know, she had that enthusiasm. Even storming inside John Cena's locker changing room with all the other guys, he was just like, "Oh no, what's going on? What are you doing here?" Alright, so it seemed like, man, she's really into this. She wants to kick Vickie Guerrero's ass. And we'll see what happens later on tonight. Rtruth, the first match going up against Wade Barrett, defeats him via roll-up. And actually, Kofi was doing commentary as well. Kofi and Antonio Cesaro. And after this, Rtruth sort of tried to get up in, you know, Cesaro's face, and Cesaro was kind of funny, like, "Yeah, get out of my face," or something like that. Kofi hits the crossbody to Wade Barrett, kind of like a, yeah, I got one on him. But I honestly think at TLC, Kofi is gonna lose the IC title to Wade Barrett. You know, I mean, it just, yeah, it's a loss for Wade, but usually the person who loses at the go-home show and the one who sort of gets the last laugh ends up losing. And the guy who loses usually ends up getting the win at the pay-per-view. Alright, so we have a four-way elimination tag match for the #1 tag title contendership. The Usos, they eliminated Primo, Epico, primetime players. They were gone. Crowd was really getting into it, man. It seemed like it was energetic enough, and the crowd was at least very receptive to this match, and I like that. I saw this one coming. Rhodes scholars end up hitting the pinfall, getting the pinfall rather, in with the crossroads. That was it, man. It's a good thing because Rhodes Scholars is a future tag team champion. I like the pairing. I think they're great on the mic. They had a little segment with Miz, and that was probably one of the best interviews I've seen in a while. I like the chemistry and the exchange back and forth, and I like how Miz was just consistently trying to go after, like, trying to drive this friction between the two, like, "Oh, well, you know, Damian Sandow, you said this about Cody, and you're putting yourself over Cody," and all that stuff. But they weren't even having any of it, you know. Cody was just like, I like how he responded, the way he reacted to it. He just kind of brushed it off, like, "You know what? Enough with your bull crap. Enough with this show. We're out of here." And that was really cool. Alright, we have Eve going up against Alicia Fox. Honestly, I didn't watch this at all. Could care less. Let's move on. Sheamus going up against Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, you know, this was a pretty good match. Decent match. Very athletic. Dolph Ziggler still killing it with his bumps. Insane. And he actually ended up attacking Sheamus with a steel chair. So, you know, it's a meh finish, but what do you expect with a match before the pay-per-view? Really, it's just a way to build up more friction and heat, and Dolph Ziggler at least did not get a clean loss against Sheamus, and Sheamus still getting the win with a disqualification. Alberto Del Rio making Zack Ryder submit to the cross armbreaker. This was expected. This was probably, you know, not a bad match. I mean, Zack Ryder is always very, very over with the crowd, and it's nice to see him at least have a match. Yeah, it's kind of strange that, you know, isn't this like the second or third time they've faced together, even more? There's got to be some level of chemistry between these two. I kind of like the way they work. You know, maybe Alberto Del Rio, you know, he likes Zack Ryder backstage, and maybe he requests him to work with him, or maybe Ryder's the only one available to sort of do the job for ADR at this point. Not sure what the relationship exactly is, but it's cool. It's cool to see Zack Ryder again. Unfortunately, he's nowhere even near the title picture. Brad Maddox returning to referee the AJ Lee versus Vickie Guerrero match. Basically what happened was, it seemed like AJ was going to get the pin. Brad Maddox just refused to count AJ's pin on Vickie. So instead, Vickie gets the roll-up on AJ, and that was it. She gets the win. Obviously, there's complete shenanigans going on. Maddox was corrupt, something going on there where he was paid off, or somebody, he's working for the heels, obviously, but why is he doing it? I don't know. AJ goes berserk afterwards. He starts to at least kind of tear shit down. She was like, screaming and everything, just mad. She even slapped the announcer. What's his name again? I forget that guy's name. All these years he's been working for the WWE, I still don't remember him. It's like you have Howard Finkel, we've had Lillian Garcia, and then you have this dude who, I don't even know this dude, man. His voice is very, like, young, boyish, teenager voice, and I don't know. The only thing I remember is that this guy got choked by Daniel Bryan way back in the day, and Daniel Bryan got fired for it. That's the only, like, memorable thing, but now he got slapped by frickin' AJ as well. Backstage, AJ gets consoled by John Cena. Yeah. Alright, we have Antonio Cesaro going up against Kofi Kingston, champion versus champion. This was a good match, of course. A lot of chemistry between these two. Like the athleticism. It seems like at least Raw every single week is having at least 1 or 2 good matches. Cesaro gets the neutralizer, defeats Kofi. That's it. Cesaro looking strong. Kofi was just not. I think Kofi's definitely going to lose against Wade Barrett. And, I'm not even sure if Rtruth is going to defeat Cesaro at TLC. I don't even think that, because his win was just, a roll-up. It was almost like a fluke win. Cesaro might seriously retain. You never know, but John Cena going up against Big Show. Well, afterwards, they were attacked. Cena, rather, was attacked by the Shield. And I liked how Dolph Ziggler was calling the match this entire time, and he was really good. Very good in commentary. I mean, it was just natural. Him and Michael Cole, just kind of a natural conversation. He was very, the way he spoke, man, it was very natural. It was very free-flowing and easy, and it wasn't forced, it wasn't corny, it wasn't cheesy. Because, like, even, a couple of weeks ago you had, what's his name, Titus O'Neil. And I thought Titus was, he was comedic, but maybe he got off track a little too much, and there was too much, like, he was just trying too hard to be funny. And here it was just, like, completely relaxed, and that's what I liked about Dolph. Yeah, very good commentator. The only thing I can say about Dolph's mic skills is that his voice is very, very teenager voice. Very young boy. No bass in his voice. He doesn't have this commanding voice like maybe a Randy Orton, or even somebody like I don't know, even John Cena has kind of like this strong voice, but I don't know. Yeah, Ziggler attacks Cena right after the Shield starts attacking everybody. Ryback comes out finally. The whole crowd was chanting, "Feed me more." So at least that kind of put over Ryback. The Shield jumping him a couple of times really got the crowd behind him. So now when the Shield comes out, there's Ryback chants, "Feed me more" chants. And that was it. They just, I think the show ended there. Ryback was fighting the Shield, and everybody was just fighting each other, and that was it. Overall, this episode really was, it was alright. Not too great, but not horrendous. I thought it was just somewhere in the middle. Just been kind of, kind of even, just, no, not too shabby, I guess. That's pretty much it for this episode of Review Space. And TLC this Sunday, I expect all the main champions to retain, maybe, yeah, but because that's the thing is, you got Ziggler against Cena in this stupid TLC match, and the Money in the Bank thing, and man, I just don't want Cena to win it. Hopefully Ziggler retains, man, seriously. It's gonna be lame if he loses it, and I think the mid-card belts are probably, there's gonna be one change. Wade Barrett's gonna win it. Cesaro's probably gonna retain it, but I'm not sure. That's pretty much it. Till next time, ciao.